Знаешь? So, hello everybody. Today in our lesson we will start and I will try to explain all our four models which we listened during this winter session. So, I'm from Belarus and I will try to compare Belarus economic and Canadian economic and how we listen it in Belarus and what I received from your lessons and from your course of economic. So, for first I want to say that it was excellent and very easy to understand, but unfortunately my English is not perfect and not fluent, and I have sometimes a problem because your speech was too fast and it was a little bit problems to me for understanding. But for first model, first course and first video, it was according like an enter to economic. It was very easy to understand. It was really interesting and funny to listen. So what I remember from first video, it is that you compare economics from the world, that we have trade economics and plant economics. So we are from Belarus and we have planning economic from Soviet Union, and it is really difficult to live and to study at university, for example, in our country, because we know that all world living in trade market and using trade economic, and we using only planning economic. We spent a lot of energy to plan for next 5 years, and Europe, America using this energy just to create something new, to create business, to create something interesting, to create something to citizens, to people. But we are creating only paperwork. So, according Module 1, for me was very interesting to read according information according houses, that in some video or in read books you told that, for example, what will be if the house is cost $100,000, and what will be, for example, if you will make the cost for the same house and you will want to sell it for $150,000. What will be the difference in this market? For example, in our country, not European, not American country, we don't worry about the cost, because, for example, if we have somebody who wants to sell something, like it doesn't matter, it will be a car or it will be the house, he can make the price just from his head. It doesn't matter. He don't worry about trade market, about real price of this goods. He just wanted to sell it, and that's it. And it can be selling for years and years, and he doesn't worry about, for example, if he will make a price less, that it can be that he can sell it faster than, for example, if he can make price higher than the real economic price of this market. So according to international trade, it was on the same model 1, that no one country, no one government cannot sell and cannot produce everything. it's according to international trade, because something we can find and we can buy from another supplier, from another country, because we cannot produce everything. Today, according to first model, I make some examples. It was like according to your examples, but it is the easiest one. Just to show how it works, because for example, we can make it during 2 examples. Because if you make more than 2 examples, it will be a little bit more difficult, but the result will be the same. In economic, it is enough to show by 2 examples, 2 countries and 2 goods. If you make more things, it will be a little bit more difficult for understanding. So, we have 2 countries, Belarus and we have Canada. We have 2 goods, 2 things which we can produce in 2 countries. It will be sugar and it will be oil. And it doesn't matter from which country it will be, where it will be produced. It just shows a curve of what we can do and what can we make, like free trade during the war. So, according first, it shows that, for example, Canada can produce it in ton, 40 tons per month, per year, it doesn't matter, and at the same time, Canada cannot produce sugar at all. Like, Canada can produce 40 tons of oil and nothing by sugar. And for example, when we can produce 30 tons of oil, we can produce a little bit more of sugar. And the same picture, the same graphic, it is the same situation by Belarus, that we can produce sugar, like it will be a little bit more, for example, than oil in Canada, but the situation is the same. If we can produce 50 tons of sugar, we cannot produce oil at all. Here we can understand all economics and all economic trades and international deals between countries. That some countries cannot do everything by their own, and we need to cooperate between each other. And it is a gold mechanism of economics and trades, that some countries produce something and can change between countries just by selling, or exchange by sugar on oil, or oil by sugar. They offer oil and they receive sugar like 1-to-1, doesn't matter, or just receiving money and then selling the same things to another country. Another part is showing benefits of cooperations. For example, we have Canada, Belarus, the same, and one country produces 40 tons, but at the same time, another country, the same country cannot produce oil at all. And the same situation to Belarus. For example, we have sugar production at all, and we have oil productions. The same situations like with another country. So, according to consumption, every country cannot use everything from their production, and every time we will have something which we cannot use in our needs. And we should understand what we can do with those things which we cannot use in our country. And at this case, we need European trade. We need some countries, for example, like Canada and Belarus, who cannot produce something. We can offer them that so we can the same product we can sell to you, for example, oil, and you at the same time you can sell to us sugar or something else. It is a simple example of how European trade is working. It seems and shows what benefits we can receive from cooperation between countries, what we can receive from cooperations between businesses in different countries, and it shows that just together we can make opportunity of growth to our economics in the world. So we need import and export. In first case, when we have 40 tons of sugar, we have consumption for 15 tons. So it's minus 15 tons. So we have the rest of 25 tons of sugar. And in this case, we need to do something with the rest of our goods. And we have another country, like another customer, who wants to take something from Canada, and it will be, for example, Belarus. The Belarus needs consumption of oil, of sugar is 20 tons. So we need to, like Canada, we need to sell 20 tons of sugar to Belarus. So for us, for Canada, it is interesting. We receive money and we can sell our stock. And for Belarus, it will be good that we receive those what we need to receive from another country, because we have consumption of sugar too. And the same situation to oil. Canada, for example, cannot produce oil at all, and Canada needs to buy it from another country, and Belarus can produce this oil, and we have consumption of Belarus like 5 tons per year or per month, doesn't matter at all. So we have the rest of oil like 35 tons, and we need to do something with this rest of goods. At this case, for example, Canada will take 10 tons. The result and benefits of our cooperation between these countries, that the rest of sugar is 5 tons. We need to find another country and to offer something to another country and to sell it to another customer, to another country, to another business. And we have the same situation in Belarus, that we have 25 tons of oil in which we need to sell to another country. But we have 10 tons in Canada, which Belarus sell to Canada, and we have 10 or 20, and we have 20 tons of sugar that Belarus take from Canada. So the benefits you can see here, that nothing we can do with this goods separate, and what we can do together. So it shows the benefits of world cooperation, world economic and world business. It is a simple example of how it works, and it shows that in so plenty of time that we can make, it shows what we can do, for example, in the future in our cooperation between countries. So it was first module, and probably it was something in second module where we just describe a value of curve and economic and statistic of economic. So it's two graphs, and it shows the perspective of cooperation between countries. We can describe and make another picture, but the situation will be the same, and the information will be the same. So we will move on and we will discuss model 3, supply and demand, and model 4 will be about presentation about model 4 will be about inflation and deflation, and about workless, jobless people in our country. Okay, model 3. So in model 3 it will be some difficult for me, not in just in practical part, because for example something I cannot understand, and some positions where I was translated by Google Translate, it was sometimes with wrong translations, and sometimes it was mistakes in making choice of correct variant of the test. So, but it just language, it just according to my level of English. So. There was a story about taxes on the rich, that in some countries like Canada you have experience that rich people pay taxes more than poor people, but it's there is no result at all. Another interesting part was example that business and economic is like bioorganisms, like live people, like kid who can live, who can like a life system that shows that economic is good and interesting and can develop with growing up. And for example, if the system is growing up and economic is develops, we have highest salaries, we have less people jobless, and we have people who can buy more. For example, like you show an example according basket of food in supermarket, which shows inflations and deflations. This is two almost different economic situations, which shows that inflations, the highest, how much the price going up during the period of time, and deflation shows that the price going down, but for economic it can be worse than inflation. For example, in developed countries, it should be not more than 8%, but if, for example, it shows more than 20%, it shows that the country is not developing and we have some problem in economic. So the example is the basket of food which we can buy in supermarket. For example, we have you showed that for example we have 3 years, 2016, 17 and 18, and you showed that for example in 16 the cost of this basket was for example $100 per basket, in 17 it was $120 per basket, and in 18 it was $110 per basket. So it is shows, for example, we should compare this year with the previous year, and it will show that the price going down or rise up. So, according this presentation, and it was difficult to show in one video how it works. It is the second problem. It was that the level of English is not fluent. It was sometimes difficult to try to explanation what I want to say, but I want to say that Belarus and Canada is very different, and we have different economics. Economics in Canada is trade economic, and Belarus is planning economic. So, but listening and taking course in your university, it was an excellent time. Thank you so much for your work, and it was an excellent job. And now I want to cooperate with Canadian University, because in Belarus we have a lot of different programs between university and between countries to cooperate, like exchange students. So if you're interested, I will wait for feedback from your side. Thank you.